You know that feeling, right? You check your bank account and just think, seriously? Where did all my money go? Well, it turns out the answer has less to do with your spreadsheet and a lot more to do with your brain. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden psychological forces that are quietly running your financial life. Okay, so here is the central paradox we need to figure out. It sounds completely crazy, but scientific research shows that the act of spending money triggers the exact same part of your brain that feels physical pain. So, if it literally hurts to buy things, why on earth can't we stop doing it? Get this. Scientists at MIT put people inside fMRI scanners to see what was actually happening in there, and they found that when we make a purchase, a part of the brain called the insula lights up like a Christmas tree. That's our brain's hub for pain and disgust. It's the same reaction you have to a horrible smell or stubbing your toe. So every time you swipe that card, a little part of your brain is literally screaming, "Ouch!" And yet, despite that built-in pain alarm, this is the reality for so many of us. The average American is carrying over $6,000 in credit card debt. That is a massive disconnect between what our brains are telling us and what our bank statements are showing. So what in the world is strong enough to just completely override that pain signal? So what's going on here? Well, it turns out the problem isn't that you lack willpower. Not at all. It's that we're all walking around running on ancient software. Our brains are simply not built for the world we live in today. The whole idea behind this is called evolutionary mismatch theory. See, for millions of years, our ancestors lived in a world of scarcity. If you found a bush full of berries, you ate all the berries right then and there. There was zero benefit to waiting. Our brains became hardwired to seek immediate rewards, not to plan for a 401k. And that ancient programming, it's still running the show. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial, and it explains so much, especially that feeling of buyer's remorse. We tend to think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but it's not. It's the warning chemical. It's the thrill of the chase, the motivation, the anticipation of getting something. The actual feeling of pleasure and satisfaction comes from totally different chemicals, like opioids. This creates a really dangerous gap. Your brain can have an intense dopamine-fueled desire to buy something, which then leads to that meh feeling right after you actually own it. So you can see how these ancient drives become modern-day spending triggers. That deep-seated need for an immediate reward, that's exactly why buy now buttons are so ridiculously effective. That desire to signal our status in the tribe, that's why we crave certain brands. And that thrill you get from finding a bargain, that's just your inner forager getting a rush from a 50% off sign instead of a bush full of berries. So we've got this ancient wiring that makes us vulnerable. And in the modern world, well, marketers and corporations have spent billions and billions of dollars creating a playbook designed specifically to exploit those vulnerabilities. They've essentially become master psychologists. Remember that pain of paying we talked about? Well, technology has been systematically engineered to numb it. It's wild when you see it laid out like this. The pain response is highest when we physically hand over cash. It drops when we swipe a card. And by the time we get to a contactless tap or a one-click online purchase, the pain almost completely disappears. Our brain's natural emergency brake has basically been cut. On top of numbing the pain, marketers play on all these little glitches, these mental shortcuts our brains take to save energy. A huge one is the anchoring effect. Our brain has this weird tendency to latch on to the very first piece of information it sees. So when our retailer shows you a super high original price, your brain anchors to that number, making the sale price seem like the deal of a lifetime, even if that original price was pulled out of thin air. And don't think this is some rare, shady trick. Oh no. A massive analysis found that a staggering 72% of the time you see a sale price, that original price it's anchored to is completely fictional. The item was never actually sold at that price. It's a widespread illusion designed to make you feel like you're getting a deal when you're really not. And anchoring is just the tip of the iceberg. Our brains are full of these little quirks that get exploited all the time. For example, we treat a tax refund like fun money, but our salary is serious money. That's mental accounting. We choose buy now, pay later because our present bias makes them now feel way more important than the later. And we keep paying for that gym membership we never use because of the sunk cost fallacy. We feel like we've already invested too much to quit. Okay, so it's not just what's going on in your head. The manipulation is literally built into the world around us. Both the physical stores we walk into and the digital spaces we scroll through are meticulously designed to get you to spend more. Think of it as an architecture of manipulation. In a real store, everything from the slow-tempo music to the specific lighting is engineered to make you relax and browse longer. Online, it's even more intense. One-click buying removes any moment of hesitation. Artificial scarcity, like a countdown timer or an only two left warning, triggers our deep-seated fear of missing out. And social proof, like seeing that 47 other people are viewing this item, hijacks our ancient herding instinct to make us want to join in. And here's where it gets really personal, and honestly, a little creepy. In the digital world, you're often not even seeing the same price as the person sitting next to you. These things called dynamic pricing algorithms are analyzing everything about you, your browsing history, your location, even what kind of device you're on, to calculate the absolute highest price they think you'll be willing to pay. All right, I know this all sounds a bit bleak. It feels like our ancient brains are full of glitches, and the modern world is designed to exploit every single one of them. But here's the good news. Knowing the playbook is the first step to winning the game. You can actually turn all this psychology around and use it to your own advantage. We're going to break this down into a simple three-step defense strategy. First, we're going to intentionally add friction back into the system. Second, we're going to harness the power of what's called pre-commitment. And third, we're going to reframe the whole way we think about this. First step, add friction. The modern world is designed to be frictionless because that encourages spending. So our job is to put some of that friction back in ourselves. For any non-essential purchase, give yourself a 48-hour cooling off period. Let that dopamine rush die down. Go into your browser and delete your saved credit card info from all websites. Just that simple act of having to get up and find your wallet can be enough to stop an impulse buy. And for things like entertainment or dining out, try using cash. You'll feel that pain of pain again, which is exactly the point. Next is pre-commitment. This is all about making smart decisions for your future self right now before temptation even shows up. The single most powerful tool here is automation, hands down. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts for the day you get paid. You can't spend money you never see. You can also create simple if-then plans to short-circuit bad habits. For example, decide ahead of time, if I feel the urge to browse Amazon, then I will listen to a podcast for 15 minutes instead. When you really boil it all down, it comes to this simple truth. The battle for your financial future is really a battle for your psychological autonomy. This is so much bigger than just balancing a checkbook or making a budget. It's about reclaiming control over your own mind and your own decisions from forces that are designed to manipulate you. It's about freedom. So there you have it. You've seen the ancient programming that's running in your own brain, the cognitive biases that trip all of us up, and the modern manipulation playbook designed to exploit it all. You know exactly why your brain sabotages your wallet. So the only real question left is, now that you know the playbook, who's in control?